Yeah.
But it's going to be podcast type beat, episode 1. Who have we got though? Who have we got? Starting from the top. LG95, introduce yourself.
Hello, alright, Liam here.
Alright, Lewis here.
Alright, perfect, nice.
Lewis here.
Nice one.
Nice and
Alright.
easy intro.
I'm Thomas.
What the fuck, man? It's not like Reggie and Schoolboys.
I know.
I mean,
Alright, Liam here. We've got
Liam set us
Carbrain.
off, like,
Liam, LG95, man.
alright,
The beat maker.
Carbrain, aka LG.
AKA Carbrain. Potentially the biggest weep here. We've got Lewis.
Definitely.
The What's Happening troops. Potentially third biggest weep here.
Yeah, I would say so.
Really?
I'd say so.
I would definitely say so. Third weep.
Biggest furry here for sure.
Oh hell yeah.
Moving
Beast
on.
10 out of 10.
Well,
And last but not least, the meme lord himself.
I'm Thomas, and I make tunes mostly the now as Hung Parliament, and also I'm called Tom HD, which is my Xbox Live gamer tag since I got an Xbox 360 and live in like 2009. Keeping it real.
Yeah.
Damn, respect.
yeah.
5 since 2008, I think.
Yeah, like this has been more than 10
Keep it
years.
going.
I've
Keep
been
it
Tom
going, man.
HD. It is my initials. I didn't have a YouTube channel. People always said that, like in school, like, does HD mean high
Like Matt
definition?
HD Gamer.
Yeah, they'd call me
Yeah.
Tom High
The
Definition. and
bourbons,
shit
man,
like
the
that.
bourbons.
Mate, Matt HD Gamer
That's-
still makes videos, man. It's fucking mental.
Hi guys, like 35.
Wow.
I don't mean
Well,
that.
anyway.
No ageism. I just mean like the fact that he still makes
Oh my
like
God.
Bronze Beast videos and that, and it's FIFA 20.
My god, man. The knowledge, man. The
Yeah.
FIFA knowledge. Respect. So this project, I've come up with an idea. I've got 3 of my friends. 3 solid producers that I'm going to present a sample to, and they have 1 week to hand something back into me. By this time, if you're listening to this, the tunes are out already. You can listen to them. But this podcast is like an accompaniment, kind of like when Joe Rogan does like the fight companion. You can watch the fight, listen to what he has to say. You know what I mean? Except we're not all really high right now, and we're not going to talk about DMT for like 2 hours.
How
We're-
does that work? Because
How does
he
what work?
commentates in the arena as well.
Yeah, but he's not always there though. He's not like live streaming. He's like, he says that sometimes he'd rather just get high and watch it with his friends.
Oh, so he's like sitting in his gaff.
Yeah,
Talking
he's in
to
the stew. Yeah, he's in the stew.
It's quite sick actually.
It was cool. It was a sick idea.
Imagine that was like
Thank you, Joe Rogan for the influence, man. Shout out Jogan.
nah.
But this project is going to be a weekly thing. The music's going to be free for everyone to listen to. I mean, shout out free music.
Yep.
And the beats are going to be fire. Hopefully,
Yeah.
that's not on me. That's on you.
That's
though.
on us.
That's on you.
That's definitely on us.
Mm-hmm.
So the first sample I gave, Glohaven, A Romantic Place. Before we listened to it, what did everyone think?
Loved it.
Beautiful
Loved
piece.
it. I love those.
Well-
I love soul samples personally. I love any sample that's already got a vibe going into it, and then yeah, it just allows you to go into a state of flow, and you can get it out as quickly as possible. It's good. It was a good beat. It was a good sample.
Thanks,
I
man.
think for me, not to get too ahead of it, but like I was listening to it and like sampling's quite big in like how I make music in general. Like I got into music through like sampling and stuff, and so I'll hear something and think, having done it for a long time, you can kind of see what will be like a good thing to sample and stuff, and it gives you the impression of like being really good to sample because it's got all the kind of ingredients for like a classic sounding like 90s hip hop type of sample or whatever, but then when I got into it, it was a lot more challenging than I thought it was going to be. So like initially it was maybe a false sense of security, but it sounded really nice, like the Rhodes piano and stuff. Just a pure nice sound, like dead rich sounding and stuff.
Liam, what did you think of it, man?
Yeah, like I liked it, but I only realised I didn't listen to the song till after I made the beat. So I just listened. I didn't listen. I took parts of the song and used them as like instruments and stuff, rather than listen to it as a piece of music. So I think that made me think about the song differently. And it was only
That's
after
cool.
I made it was only after I made the song that I was like, actually, that was a nice song, but I didn't even get to appreciate it.
That's so typical
Cool.
Liam, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that approach is sick though. Like thinking of it like kind of like its own instrument though, not of just like a song to listen to and be like, what can I make out of this? But
Yeah, they're just
dropping it straight into Ableton and chopping it up and being like,
yeah. I don't even think about it as a song. I just think about it as like bits of Lego that you can stick together. Really.
I mean, I don't think a lot of people will know like this sample at all. Like while quarantine's going on right now, like you know already because I'm like sending tunes and stuff all the time. I'm like deep diving like on YouTube like so much right now.
Yeah, I think you're even.
And I came across the
Sorry, I think you're even past the algorithm. I think you're like in the deep depths of
Nah,
YouTube
like-
now, man.
Nah.
How many views has this got?
I don't know, but like
But it's on Big Ricardo.
not a lot though.
So-
But that's the thing though, it sounds kind of pretentious as if like, oh, I'm looking for like tunes with like 100 views and being like, this is fire. It's not really like that. It's kind of like we're all kind of like working. I'm on like my laptop or whatever and I'm doing work and I have like a song playing on YouTube and it will just keep like processing and you know what I mean? It'll be like up next is this, up next is this.
Yeah.
And I'll maybe see like an artwork and I'll be like, that looks cool. Oh, it got released in like 1981 or whatever. Right, I'll click that and see what it sounds like. And you do end up, you find a lot of trash to be fair, but when you find that one hidden gem, and it's got like 100 comments of being like, you've been blessed by like the YouTube algorithm or like whatever,
Yeah.
you know you found a gem. And that's why I picked this one. Because sometimes I feel like if I was to present something to you that you knew like really, really well, it's maybe been like sampled already or it will sound too similar to something else, so you kind of have like a predetermined idea of like what you should do with it. So I think that's why it was cool to like start this off with like something I'm like, there's no way you've heard this before. There's no way.
92,000 views. I just looked, which is
Wow.
still like a
Pretty
decent
decent.
amount, but at the same time,
Yeah.
like some of the algorithm ones, like fucking 1 million views and stuff, and it's like a
Yeah.
like total deep, like
Mhm.
Japanese
Mario
jazz cut.
Takeuchi, is it? Is that the famous one?
Oh, what, Plastic Love?
Yeah.
that's-
Is that the one that's the
big
woman's
one.
face and it's kind of black and
Yeah.
white?
Yeah, that's
right.
Yeah, that's the one that like boomed.
yeah.
That's probably
like
the
Vice.
poster. That's probably the poster like example. You know, like
Yeah,
this
I-
whole, like,
I'd agree. for
YouTube
sure.
algorithm music.
Yeah, definitely. I think as well the channel that you got it from, especially when I'm hunting for samples, it's it seems to be very geared towards like producers going on it and
Mhm.
taking off beats.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
the fact
absolutely.
that it hits like, but it's still relatively unknown. Obviously, is amazing. I mean, I defo's never heard it.
Nah.
That's the thing. That's how I kind of came up with this idea because I'm not like the best producer or anything. I've mucked about and made like a few things, but like to me, I was finding during this isolation thing, I was just finding so many songs, and I was like, I want to do something with this. And I want to be like creative and start this project and get everyone like that wants to be involved to like make things. And there's people listening that are producers and want to get involved with this down the line. Like it can definitely happen. The more people that get involved with this and like the more we can grow it and network, it's going to be sick. I want to see what people can like make within a week. They're not going to be the most polished projects ever, but like it's really, really cool to hear what someone sat down and made like within a week, because it feels like a long time in isolation now, but it's really not that much time as everyone's kind of like coming to terms with it.
Yeah.
To make like a song and know that people are going to listen to it. So I think that's cool as well.
Definitely.
Oh, like,
What?
Yeah.
I think we should listen to it, boys.
Yeah,
we
I think
talked about
before
it
we
enough.
hear what you've done, we should listen to it for sure.
Talked about the sample enough. Yeah, let's go.
are we 3, 2, 1, like a countdown?
Right, Tom, do the honours,
Me?
man. Do the honours. Count us down. Yeah.
10, 9.
No.
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 Right,
Happy New
here we
Year.
go. Right, 3, 2, 1, play.
Stunner.
Wow.
The beauty.
Stunner.
That went in fast. Three
Yeah,
and a
yeah,
half
didn't it?
minutes. I don't know. It's
Yeah,
just
I
like when you go.
No, I was just gonna say, the thing that strikes me about it is it does a nice bit of modulating and stuff like that. So there's a lot of stuff to play with from a sample perspective,
Yeah.
like chords wise, and then just like the texture, and then the drums come in and all that. Beautiful.
Did it remind you of anything?
Oh,
For me, this is like it reminded me of like another sample that Kanye used before. He on Bound 2. There's like this sample by this like old like jazz band called We. Told You Can Fly on My Aeroplane. That sounded like exactly
Yeah.
like that. I almost submitted that one, but I was like, it got used for Bound 2 already. Like, there's no point. It's kind of like a sacred sample now, but it has this really cool like airy vibe, and as like Thomas spoke about before, just like the keyboards and stuff. I don't know. It's such a vibe. Like, it feels like there's not too much going on, but there's loads going on.
yeah,
Really
there's
That's
loads.
the issue. Yeah.
Yeah. There's
Yeah.
loads going on, and
Like
you
what I-
really
Go.
start
Sorry.
to notice that when you really start to notice that when you go in and try and chop it up.
Literally what I was going to say, like it the way that the music is like written, it's one of those songs that it might be doing a lot, but it's only when you really like focus in on it that you realise that there's like complexity that doesn't initially like jump out. And Liam put it really well. Like, I remember when we were making this, I like said to you, I was like, I can't get this to fit. Like, it doesn't make sense when you're chopping it up. Like, is there like key changes and all that? Like, and Liam was like, yeah, this goes a bit like all over the place. Like, at certain parts it just completely changes, even though it doesn't sound like it does. So trying to like put it back together as your own thing was a lot more challenging than I initially thought it was going to be.
It's cool because for me, like, it's something I semi have to consider as well when I'm like picking these tracks out to give to you. Like, I'm like, right, are the drums too heavy maybe, or is there enough like, you know, like focal melody that you could maybe pick something out of that? You know what I mean? Like, is the vibe strong enough that you're going to be able to chop it up? But I guess that's just like the risk you have to take, and it's kind of like on you just to make what you can out of it. But even just listening back to it there, like, it sounds like there's no drums at all, but there's so much like splashes of noise from percussion. It's weird. There's like clicks and like little, I don't know, kind of like motifs. It's
Even
cool.
the
It's really, really cool.
even the tape, I think you can hear tape hiss or something on it.
Oh yeah,
And
you
I
can.
never really noticed that until we listened back to it there. But it's strong. It is strong. You can hear it's from like 1978 or something like that.
Potent, mate.
Yeah, it's
Ah,
so vibey. Like, it's
It's very like Starsky and Hutch, Cagney and Lacey, like you
Wow.
know, that kind of late
Yeah,
70s
yeah.
TV show kind of thing. It's like
That's
that.
a good way to describe it.
Yeah,
That's a great way to
Can't say I
describe it.
watched it, man.
didn't go to your grand's
Yeah.
enough, mate.
tell you what, see the Starsky and Hutch like remake with like Owen Wilson and Snoop Dogg in that. Amazing film. I don't feel like that gets talked about a lot, like enough.
Nah,
It was so good.
I'm glad I've given you the platform to give props to that film.
I just feel it's underappreciated.
Number one podcast in Glasgow. Here we go, man. Here we go.
Like, he shoots
So
the
who's
lizard's
up
tail off
first?
and all that.
What?
whatever.
Nah, I need to watch this tonight, man.
Yeah.
Who's up first? Carbrain.
Liam?
Yeah, and yeah.
cool.
Right, let's.
So again, for anyone listening, you should have heard the tune already. If you haven't, if you're listening to this first, you can pause with us. We'll do a countdown. And we'll listen to the track, man. I'm excited.
Yeah,
This is gonna be sick
Yeah.
to hear.
Yeah.
Like a transition from like what was spoken about, quite like a not like a muddy song, but maybe like quite a hard thing to work with. And let's see what you've turned it into.
Yep.
On you go then, Liam. Count us down.
Who wants to do the honours, man?
Gotta
Who's
be,
getting
we'll
it's
kicked?
gotta
do
be
it, we'll do
Liam. It's gotta be Liam.
Yeah.
Introduce his own song.
2, 1, play.
Bikini party up there.
Damn.
Aye.
Lush.
First things first. It's a banger.
Slaps.
Thank you.
It's a banger.
Thank
Liam,
you.
tell us a bit about it, man. What was the process?
Well, I remember the start bit that sounds like strings. I think I just reversed the full song, ripped from YouTube, and took a chunk of the like tail that was reversing and like just cut it up, and made it incrementally bigger, like louder, till it like built up. I think that's what I done to start it off, and then I put another bit of the song in a like a sampler thing, and I got the dun, 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 dun. I got that bit going. It's pretty popping, and then yeah, like I do with a lot of things, just make it UK garage, and it works. But a bit of note, I guess, the sample, the Japanese sample, it's actually like a news report about freak snow that like occurring in like January 1994. But I guess I kind of ruined it a wee bit because it sounds quite magical, like you don't really know what it's about, but that's what it's actually about.
So if someone can understand Japanese, there'll be a tune with just talking about snow.
Yeah,
over the top
news
of it.
report about snow.
Imagine that's like on the flip side, and someone in Japan is like
Oh man,
recording
yeah.
BBC News about like a flood in like the Lake District.
Floods in Cumbria.
It'd be like Newsround sample or something like that. Like OG
Like the guy talking about Harry Potter.
Newsround.
That guy.
Lizzo, man, Lizzo.
Legend,
Shout out
absolute legend.
Lizzo. But yeah, that was the
Damn.
main process really, and kind of like 3/4 of the way through the tune, it kind of fucks up. Like I wanted it to sound like it messed up, like it was kind of glitching up a wee bit. And that was the part of the song that modulates and goes into a different key. I used those elements there because it takes the listener completely away from where you've been like led so far in the song, and it perks you up again, makes you listen, and I think it also subconsciously makes you not realise that the rest of the song is literally just the exact same as the bit before it fucked up. But it tricks your ear, I think, a wee bit by pulling you away from that. So yeah, that's pretty much it from me, I think. That's what I can say on it.
That's sick, man.
That's my favourite bit.
Round of applause for the big man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Cheers.
That's a strong start, man. That is a strong start.
Yep.
I think that bit you're talking about where it like fucks up is like my favourite bit, because it's so like jarring, but in a really cool way, and then it kind of like you're saying, it keeps you listening to the song
Yeah.
and expecting something more, and it's
Yeah,
it's the unrealised sort of pressure, like it's the sort of what's that potential energy, like you feel like something's building up to happen again,
Mhm.
and then it fades
Yeah.
out, and it's that total like at the end of it you're like, oh, I really
Gotta
thought
keep 'em
something was
guessing,
going to
man.
like really drop there, like
Gotta keep 'em
subverting
guessing,
expectation.
yeah. Like, because
And
there
that's-
was jokes about it being 4 minutes long, but I don't
Yeah.
think it feels like 4 minutes, because if you like balance everything right, the length of a song isn't too important, I don't think.
Yeah, no, I think definitely it flows in so well. I love how where you start and where you end up. I love the lushness of the intro. I think that's probably the best way to describe it. It's lush. There's a lot of textures. It's really airy and angelic. It's nice. I'd love to see how you done your pads and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's just it's stunning.
Classic Liam as well. Sounds
Yeah.
like Liam. Like
Sounds like you
you've
as
taken
well.
something that's doesn't sound like you, and then like you said, reversed it and like emphasised the strings and stuff, like made it your own kind of thing.
Thank you.
For sure. That's sick, man. That's cool. That's such a good start. I'm so glad there's 2 more.
Yeah.
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 Who's up next? Oh, the big man is Lewis.
What's happening?
What do you want to say about this before we listen?
Um.
Give us a synopsis, man. What's happening with it?
So when I went into it, I listened to it, And then when I started cutting up, I was like, right, I want to make some mad Stone Roses kind of atmospheric 90s tune. And I think I achieved
What,
it.
we taking eckies or something? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, I don't know. I was just in the mood, and I think it brought out of me. I wanted it to sound like it was dripping in reverb, and like sounded like, yeah, just sounded amazing. But yeah, that was it really. I just wanted to make a 90s, Ian Brown, Stone Roses-esque tune, and I think I've achieved it. But I'll let you be the judge of that.
Well, just quickly, can you let us know what the name of it is, please?
It's called Ian Brown Type Beat. Dash Lewis Week 1.
Beautiful.
That's the full title. And I hope you enjoy. But I'll count us down, I suppose.
Yeah, do the honours, please.
3, 2, 1, and play.
Makes you feel so nice listening to that
song.
It just makes you feel so nice. It takes you to a certain place. Like it's a very flat song in a sense that it just keeps you in a nice place.
Yeah, it doesn't go anywhere.
There's no surprises, but it doesn't have to go anywhere. You know what I mean? It just keeps. It's like just this 2.5 minutes of like bliss, and then it kind of just fades off into the ether. And you've got to play it again.
Yeah, I think it's really emphasised the way that it builds up, like the kind of percussion loop comes in, but then the next thing that comes in is like a swell of like the sample, and then it's just everything. Like it's like a start point, and it's just like, here's this atmosphere for 2 minutes 15 more seconds, then it'll fade out, and that's it. It's just that singular vibe, and you just lay in it, and then it passes, and you're like, wow, that was like Liam was saying, it puts you in a place, and I think it like relaxes you, and you like sit in it, sort of.
Yeah,
it's like warm in that way.
It's just got such a particular historical vibe to it. Like I think the year is like 1993. That's what I'm going to say. It's 1993. Very specific indeed. I can think it's like just kind of like on the end of like it's kind of on the end of Acid House, but it's like kind of shitey 90s TV adverts with like a kind of like happy vibe, like everything's alright on a Sunday.
It's so 90s, like you're talking about Stone Roses, and I think that really kind of gives a good kind of place to kind of look at it from, because instead of thinking Stone Roses, I think more like Happy Mondays, where it's a lot more kind of in that acid house vein that Liam was saying, like the way that all the drums, you can tell, are loops. So it loops and it loops and it loops and it keeps going. It's like a dance record as much as a song.
Mm-hmm. It's a come down tune. Ended it.
Yeah, I like that
Acid
part
House
of it.
rave.
But that's what like was so good about even like Primal Scream or whatever, when like in the Loaded era, like you could tell it was a drum loop. You know what I mean? You could tell it was this like thing that was in, but it added this vibe to it.
Do you want to know what? Do you want to know what I imagined like listening to it? I imagined fields in like Yorkshire with like a fucking Ford Fiesta, like a 90s one, an old one, and guys just sitting there like drinking tins with that tune on a cassette. That's what I thought of.
Well,
Again, that is so Liam.
Sorry,
that's
sorry.
very lame.
Man, I've got a tear in my eye right now, man.
You can't imagine a music video in that vein though, of like sort of like lens flare from the sun across the fields and all that shit like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
Maybe
I
like
definitely
sped
feel
up
that.
and stuff like the Verve or something like that.
It's very sunny sounding, even though it's got a bit of melancholy kind of going through it at the same time.
Yeah. I think time and the
And
place
a
as well, it was
nostalgic
getting made.
quality. Yeah.
Yeah, because it was getting to the point where the weather's getting a bit better, but it's still a bit grey outside. So I think it was very of its time when I made it. And then when it came to like actually writing the tune, it just kind of fell out. So I think definitely that was the best bit about it, was the fact that it all just fell out in the course of like, I think it took me like 2-3 days. I probably could have worked on it a lot more, but I think there comes a point where you need to be like, right, I think I'm done. Like, I don't know, like, I don't want to fuck about with the aesthetic of it already.
I remember you saying that it was quick to make, but also I do get that point really like strongly, that kind of it's 2.5 minutes of like a feeling and it doesn't change very much. You could have like developed it and like added in extra sections to make it more like pop song like, but instead it's more of a kind of sweep and then it's
Yeah.
away.
Yeah. Thanks.
Damn.
Yeah?
Mate, you've got everyone great in here, Lewis, man. We're all feeling emotional.
Yes.
It was emotional. It was emotional.
Liam's in Yorkshire right now, drinking
yeah.
tins.
Drink
1993.
Need to click him back,
1993.
back in the room.
Damn, but last but not least,
Ofty.
Plastic Pat,
Oh my
That's-
days.
Tom
That's
HD,
That's
hung Parliament.
Deep lore.
Plastic Pat only lasted a few beats, man. 2015. But
Gone,
yeah.
gone but not forgotten.
Yeah.
How did you feel with this, Thomas?
Well-
like, out of all the people, I thought this would have suited you the most, maybe.
I really
But-
did think the same. Not like I thought it suited me the most. I had a feeling that it really suited me, and I was like, right, I can pick out little things that I can like loop and stuff. I think the sample was strong enough that you could like, you didn't need to like really change it all that much, at least me personally, to like sort of reach a point that I thought was like a good enough like quality. Like I think that the sample was like strong enough. So actually when I was making it, I found like a drum break and I looped it across the whole song, and I found that the whole song fit with a drum break over it. So I knew that like, right, I can just like chop and change and structure it in a different way that suits me. But I had quite a lot of issues with the modulation, so you'll hear in the song there's different ways that I try and like make it fit, and I spent a lot of time trying to figure it out. That I feel like it's kind of unfinished. It's probably going to be the most unfinished sounding one, but I guess we'll just listen to it and
Nice.
and
I'm
see.
still excited though. Like, I know that you're like, as everyone is, but like when it comes to this stuff, like I know how like much of a perfectionist you are. So I know you'll be like, oh, it sounds like unfinished, but I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm looking forward to seeing
Cheers.
it.
Hell yeah.
Count us down then.
Count us down, brother. Let's do
Here
it.
we go. Right, 3, 2, 1, play. It doesn't stand up because you're not one of them, because you don't have those experiences. There's only so much art within the four walls, and I'm sorry, but I think you might just have used it all up. So yeah, see if you don't sing. It's two things: deep and a coffee. So yeah, what do you want to know? We didn't think you'd react like that, honestly. Got a bit quiet after that. It's good if everyone's in on it. Then again, what's funnier than an inside joke? You tell me. It's quite an effective way of hiding.
Eh,
I think mine started auto-playing. What am I listening to?
what are you listening to?
I can't read it.
The next
It's
tune?
in Arabic.
Is it the next tune?
I swear to God, I don't know what this thing is.
No, that was really good. Like, I like that it is, like, again, like we've said before, like, we're coming at it from completely different places, and we're coming out of a single sample with such different work. Even that alone, with the kind of spoken word thing that you're doing on it, that's like another level that you've added to it with the lyrics and stuff like that. What were you trying to say in the lyrics? Give us a lowdown.
I think, first of all, the spoken word thing is like, I remember wanting to form it more into like a song, but having a lot of difficulty making it work, kind of like chord wise and stuff, because it wasn't really fitting very well. And I thought that like spoken word type of thing kept that kind of rough feel of the song. Like the samples are very like choppy, and they go in different sort of places and directions, and it's something that I've been trying to like work on, because I remember like especially the band Dry Cleaning, where it's not so much singing as it is like a spoken word thing over the top of music, and I thought that was like a really like expressive thing, but it's actually as well to do with the fact that, what was that, sorry?
I was just gonna say it's kind of fast becoming a trait in a lot of your music that you've been making recently.
Yeah,
and I like it.
Cheers. Like, I think that it's something that, I don't know, I think it really suits the kind of Scottish, like central Scottish accent. It's very like rough, and it pierces through, and really like sort of it cuts through and gets right to the point. And I think that's a really
in our voices.
Yeah. And as well, I didn't really give myself much time, because this being week one, I hadn't really acclimatised myself to the kind of pace that you had to work in to get something done in 1 week alone. So spoken word is an easier thing to do than figure out vocal melodies and stuff. So it's kind of like a quick route as well at the same time. So I can't say it's completely artistic, but at the same time I think it still works on an artistic level. But as well, like the lyrics are just like total isolation lyrics, like being stuck in the house and being like, what the fuck can I write about? I need to write something within a week to fit this. And when you're stuck indoors, you can't really talk about much when you feel like you're just stuck inside. So it was that feeling of being stuck. And
But obviously it reminded me of like the vocal delivery, like Arab Strap, like a lot, of course.
yeah, like
Aidan Moffat style, like kind of, I'm gonna make what I want, but I'm gonna like talk over this, and kind of, there's obviously he has like a singing element as well, but it's kind of raw and just like kind of like straight up, you know what I mean? It's like to the point, which I really like.
Yeah, but it's obviously got a completely different feeling musically from that, which is what I like. It really, like, if you know Thomas, it represents him like a lot, as far as like there's almost like a meme aspect to it, but then there's a seriousness kind of, and there's a dichotomy there kind of going on. Sounds like you, I think.
yeah, I'm forgetting that there's the fucking vocal sample in the middle and all that.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
Like sampling
about that.
a random YouTube video or something and sticking that in. What is that sampling?
It's when it's the footballer Jetro Willems, the left back, the Dutch guy, and he was signing for Newcastle. And the thing is, I don't know why I called the the project this, but I called it One for the Future Jetro Willems, because that was when you started career mode in like FIFA 11 and FIFA 12. He was like 18, so he was one of these like wonder kid kind of guys in FIFA. And when you started a career mode, it would always come up without fail, One for the Future Jetro Willems, and it's like ingrained in my mind so strongly that it just appeared again one day.
Wow, that's mad.
So I knew that I wanted a different feeling when the sample changed, and I literally looked up Jetro Willems' interview on YouTube, and it was this like Newcastle fan TV, and it was this
Oh my
like
God.
it was this really Geordie guy, and he was like, I'm not going to try the voice, but he's like, our new signings, Jetro Willems, and I don't know, I think it might have been Alan St. Maximin or something, like two like signings at the same time. Then he was like, right, what will we hear him saying in his first interview? And it quite funnily enough like sort of matched the lyrics I'd been writing anyway. It was about like experience and like him wanting to get experience playing for Newcastle and like breaking into the national team again, and it was me kind of lamenting missing out on going out and experiencing things because you're like stuck indoors. So by complete fucking coincidence and luck and chance, it created a kind of artistically like coherent thing. So
That is cool.
bless
That's
up
sick, eh?
Jetro Willems, man.
Man.
And
Shout out.
Newcastle fan TV.
I mean,
Huh.
yeah, I'm impressed, man. Like, I'm impressed with everyone. That's like 3 solid tracks
Yeah.
for like the first week of this.
Do you not
Really,
feel
really
as well as even though we've kind of spoke about them, there seems to be a sentiment of like, I don't know if it's to do with the sample, but like all the tunes had this kind of, although they're all completely different, they had this nice kind of like lush kind of carry vibe throughout them. Whether it be Liam's, it kind of rushes through with the drums and stuff like that, or mine where it just like takes one note and just kind of goes with it and flows through, and then Thomas's as well, where you're like flowing through it. And I don't know if that's down to the sample or just what.
Yeah, I think part of it is the indelible kind of nature of what you're sampling. It's hard to really take that away, and it's always kind of there. But I think what also affected us was being isolated in our houses right now. I think that's definitely been a big thing. Probably didn't think about it. I didn't think about it personally.
No,
but
definitely not.
it seeped into what we were doing. Well, at least not directly thought about it like, oh, I'm going to make a song about such and such. But it's clear, I think, that we've got the same kind of thing going on right now.
Yeah.
It's funny because these are like 3 songs about like longing and like isolation, but it's not like anyone's putting the lyrics like isolation or anything. It's got that mood about it, and it might be the environment, but as well I think the sample does, like, while they might all sound different, there is that airy element that is maintained through them all. Like, we've all heard that airy, floaty vibe of the sample, and I think that's like caught our ear. The only difference is we've went down like 3 completely different avenues with it.
Yeah.
Which is good though, like that's the point of this. Like, it's cool that you get to express like maybe how you're feeling right now subconsciously, but like through the sample. And everyone has like a different thing, but it's all relatable at the same time.
Ah.
Yeah,
Interesting.
aye.
Mhm.
Deep, man. It's a lot deeper than I thought it would be.
Yeah, I mean, I think people underestimate what you can really do with a sample, and I think we came out with something quite personal here, and that's kind of what you want, really.
Yeah, because for me anyway, I think when people think of a sample, they're like, oh, like a big, like heavy, like hip hop beat or something. You know what I mean? Or like a dance song that has like maybe strings in it or something like that. You know what I mean?
I'll be
It's
missing
not
you.
really. Yeah, it's just like.
That's not even a
I don't
sample, my bad.
know.
Adagio for strings, Tiesto.
Yeah, Tiesto, yeah, Adagio for strings, exactly. But even like think of when like Drake brought out that song recently, and was it Murder Beats that did like the Lauryn Hill sample?
Oh,
Yeah.
it was really good. It was an
Yeah,
amazing
it
beat.
was really. But I think that's what a lot of people like think of when they're like they think about sampling.
Nice
And
for
even
what?
it's quite a lot like hip hop orientated rather than just like music, and using a sample as like an instrument rather than just this
Yeah.
kind of like, oh, this bit of a song sounds really cool. Let's get like a bang and drop in it and that kind of thing. Like you can really, like Liam's saying, like express yourself using a sample. Like all I did was like send you guys this song, like a YouTube video, and you're able to turn it into 3 very cool like individual things, which is sick.
I also
Yeah.
think that you wouldn't, if you didn't know the context of this, you wouldn't be able to tell that they were made via the same song, the same sample. I think you would not be able to tell that
Yeah.
without any
Mhm.
context.
Yeah, you can tell when it's pointed out, but if you were giving them like sort of one after the other and not being told, like you can't really pick it out.
Mhm.
Only in certain points, but again, that's because it's been pointed out.
Talking about samples, who wants to hear next week's
Here we go.
sample?
Here we
Let's
go.
go. Let's go.
Did
Let's
we listen
go.
to it now?
So I mean, as everyone knows, as it's been mentioned earlier, like some of us potentially could be weebs here, and maybe I've been playing a lot of Final Fantasy VII Remake right now during isolation. For me, one of the best songs that got added to the game is called Midnight Rendezvous, and that is going to be the sample for next week.
I'm gonna
Want to
crush
listen to it now collectively? We'll talk about it,
Yeah,
and
let's
then
do
we'll
it.
round it up.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
suppose we
cool.
could. Suppose we could listen to it now.
Yeah, I
Cheers to the
mean,
link.
it's kind of repeated, so maybe just listen to like a few minutes and then we'll come back.
Yeah, good idea.
You want to count us in, Scott?
So 3, 2, 1, go.
That really hits deep.
Damn, I
Yeah.
could listen to like the whole 30-minute video. of that.
I was just going to say, good thing it didn't. We didn't do that. Like,
That is honestly, it's something about kind of Japanese game music. Not like the big, like, you know, like not blasphemous, like what's the word, like ostentatious, like the big explosive stuff. But see the beautiful kind of calm moments in Japanese games.
Yeah,
It's got such a distinctive kind of like artificial but emotional vibe to it.
I would
Yeah.
say, yeah. There's always very. It's always emotive. No matter if it's even like. I mean, from a personal point of view, like the Game Over. SNES Mario Brothers game, like it's a 3-5. It's like a 5-second game over jingle, but there's still so much like emotional value within those notes.
So
Like
much
I don't know.
carriage, yeah. I think, when you look at game music and you see those 90s Japanese games, they were packing so much into the space that they had on the consoles, the old consoles back then, whereas now, if you look at a fully orchestrated score for a massive game, it's just kind of explosions, you know what I mean? It's just kind of instances. It's taken for granted how much they can put into the audio now, whereas back then with the limitations of the hardware, you had to use every single bit of music.
yeah. And the thing is, like, for you three, you haven't played the game, but yet you still felt emotion from that. if that makes sense. Like there's no real context behind it other than it just being a song, which shows like they really know what they're doing when it comes to like musical arrangement of how to like kind of like force feed you emotion, to be honest. Like you could feel sad right now and you have no idea what the music's like in reference to, or
Yeah,
I think that's kind of like the magic behind it for me, really.
it's a very like distinctive emotion as well. To me, it wasn't like, oh, you should cry now. It was just, it was just like a longing. It was like a longing for something that you lost a long time ago, and you still can't forget that you lost it.
Yeah,
And that's what it came through to me.
I mean that's pretty close. Like the point that you hear, and I think this is maybe just semi-relevant to like for some context on it, is that you hear that bit of music when you get to the point in the game where you don't know what's going to happen. It's like a cloudy kind of, you know, you think you've triumphed, but you kind of drop back down and you don't know what's going on. And you're scared of what's going to happen in the future, and everyone seems vulnerable and it's on your shoulders to do something about it. Yet, is it out of your control? Like, you don't know, but you know you just need to keep going forward. I guess in these times that we're in right now, it's like it's
Time of
translated
strife.
really well emotionally, but everyone's kind of going through, so I don't
That's
know. It's a special game, it's a special song, and I'm looking forward to seeing like what you do with it, to be honest.
Yeah.
And I hope that it doesn't sound similar at all. I think it'll be so interesting if it's extruded and kind of like projected in a much different way, because there's a lot of things going on, but there's a lot of room to like make something like really cool with it. I think
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah, definitely.
Damn.
Damn.
Deep episode, man. Overall.
Yeah,
Deep
that
episode,
went
for
first
sure.
episode.
Yeah, for real.
Big
Like anyone
expectations.
who listened, like I appreciate you a lot. Much love. Hope you enjoyed the tunes.
Yeah, cheers.
Thanks very
Next
much.
Monday
Cheers.
again, episode 2. We'll go live with the tracks. For real though, podcast type beat, episode 1.
Yes.
Much love, stay safe. I appreciate anyone that listened. I hope you enjoy the music, and yeah, this is for
Take care.
everyone listening as much as it's for us, so yeah. Much love.
See you
Cheers.
later.
Yeah, cheers.
Bye bye.
Bye. Stop the audio now.